As you get sucked into the most important presentation since Woodstock, you're about to realize nothing in your life could have ever prepared you for the stupefying adventure we're about to take right now, man. Congrats on making it here. Karma's definitely on your side. So get comfy, kick off your shoes, grab your beverage of choice, and soak in your first and last experience with a former half-baked homeless couch surfer so badly in debt he nearly got arrested, to accidentally discovering an app that banked me a real $730,265.01 with an honest 5 clicks of the mouse. You heard me. Man, not the 5 clicks that actually mean 5,000 clicks in a full-time online job. 5 actual clicks to profit. This is the app that your marketing teachers claim to have but never do, and I can't tell you how weird it is. Ask me 5 years ago, I'd have bet my entire collection of Bob Marley t-shirts I'd never be here telling anybody about the fortunes I've made online, or anywhere else for that matter. Because you're talking to a dude who grew up on a commune in Berkeley, California, where personal possessions, man, were considered the devil's work, whose brain is more fried than an albino on a nude beach, who was so broke I didn't even have a bed to sleep in when I started out online with this system, let alone a personal computer. A guy whose couch surfed his way to 14 different countries and 33 different couches with nothing but the Hitchhiker's Bible to my name, only to come eyeball to eyeball, man, with the only software app that automatically taps you into a completely new way of making money with nothing more than an affiliate link. You pop the affiliate link into the software and the money comes out the other end within minutes. It's that simple. It's because it's the only software that taps you into the $11 billion traffic source that your gurus totally flaked on. Why don't the gurus know about this traffic, Goliath? Why isn't it mentioned in a single product to date? Beats the hell out of me. Maybe they were just too sprawled out on crushed Ritalin, partied too hard to notice, or maybe just too busy scamming unsuspecting grandmas trying to stay afloat with fake claims and fake names and fake products to really care about the biggest untapped traffic source on the planet. Hell, I'm no psychic. All I do know is while they were busy trying to sell you their latest crap in a box PLR software, I actually had software running that made me this. And then this, with an app that's ready to do the same for you in an honest 5 clicks of your mouse. Now, I need you to remember this fact just in case you think this is something you can't do. You see this? That was my first big haul, man. When I made that money, the only thing I was good at was hacky sack and braiding my dreads. The words internet marketing as a profession were foreign to me. I had no IM skills, no list, no rich dad, and no clue what the hell I was even doing. Because with this software, you don't need to know how to generate profits. The profits flow to you. You see, all this traffic and money came without any of the usual stuff you're told you need. I'm talking about a system that works for you 24/7, 365. Without content, without a list, without connections, without any website or hosting at all. Without Google, Yahoo, Bing, or any of the other search engines. And with no blogging, no product, no customer service, no social media, no JVs, no RSS. You see where I'm going with this? No WordPress plugins. Yeah. No copywriting, no PPV, no CPA, no PPC, or any of the other acronyms from the alphabet soup from hell. And of course, man, no article writing and no media buys. And by the way, it also didn't involve any blackmailing, rogue hackers, horrible actors, or sex for software swaps. Maybe somebody makes good money with all that stuff you're being hammered with daily. But personally, I'd rather go back to being homeless, surfing couches, than to tie myself to any of these hyper-competitive soul-sucking tactics. Listen up, Deuteronomy. All these methods you're being taught, they're all the ball and chain traffic sources of the unchilled, the bugged out, and the overworked masses. And it's not their fault, man. The people buying this stuff and even the people selling it are simply uninformed. Like I always say, when you find yourself on the side of the majority, it's time to stop and reflect. The real money just ain't going to be where everybody else is. It never was, and it never will be. If you open your mind to it, you'll begin to experience a new way. A completely original venue where the 3-day fish festival never ends, where traffic actually comes within seconds of deployment of the app, and your first sales follow within the hour while you're tied to your hammock instead of being tied to your computer. So if you've been burned before, what I need you to do right now is just ditch all that bad energy and the bad experiences. Because until today, you've only experienced methods everyone else is already doing, instead of being the first to the banquet. And as you're about to discover, when a dude is alone in Fort Knox, it ain't a struggle to find gold. A dude just reaches out and takes it. And when you're alone, the only guy pitching products to a $10 billion traffic source, 5 times as big as Facebook, 10 times as responsive as Google users, and 10 times more spend happy than Groupon and eBay combined. Ready to snap up products from your affiliate link like a hippie with the munchies at Ben & Jerry's. And you've got the app that automates the entire process in just 5 clicks. Making money isn't something you need to work for. It's just something that happens organically. All you need to do is, for once, just go with the flow. Let me introduce myself. I'm Caleb Abrams, your online marketing long-haired, barefooted messiah. Yeah, it's true, you've never heard of me before. It's true, I haven't been out there with a new product launch every month, flash and bling like I'm God's middle-aged Armani-wearing gift to humanity. But there's a reason why I haven't been out there pulling that madness. I've got a philosophy, man. A code I live by, if you will. And I don't believe in creating internet marketing products and promoting myself. Because if you got something that actually works, you don't need to make internet marketing products or promote yourself at all. You just share the thing that's working for you with others. It's pretty simple. If you don't have a product, man, that worked already for yourself, don't sell it. You dig? I've got a simple rule I stick to. If I haven't passed the pipe on what I'm doing to at least 10 folks I know and seen it turn their life around, I just won't sell that thing. So I test. I let others try it out, like Deborah Hammond. She used to work at the Volunteer Animal Hospital, now owns her own nature reserve after just 12 months of using the system. Like Gary Carper, who used to sell homemade burritos to the local surfers. Now he's got a chain with a fleet of 15 burrito trucks in 8 different states. And Will Gray, who was a fellow couch surfer, who actually still couch surfs, but with a personal assistant. And Lucas Christian, who decided to use his winnings to chase the perfect wave all over the world. The guy actually has himself dropped into waves by a helicopter. He surfs all day, and he's still on pace to make $285,896 this year. He's only been using the system for 85 days. Maybe that makes me weird or unusual, that I only sell stuff that works. Maybe it was the commune I grew up on that taught me not to live a life around screwing people. Maybe it's because I wasn't schooled in the marketing halls of the ShamWow guy. I don't know. I just know I've been actually using the software you're about to receive. Not just myself, but with my buddies. To funnel $2,050.66 per day before I don't put my shoes on in the morning. Like any decent human being. I want to share it with others. But let me just make one thing clear. The money you see here is stress-free money. The only kind I tolerate. And I live and die by the flow. If it can't be done without stress, I'm not going to do it. If it takes time away from life, it's just not worth it. I'm stubborn like that. Got me kicked out of a lot of classes and fired from a lot of jobs. But eventually, in a twist of fate, I found something that actually fits my lifestyle. It's actually pumping that sort of money into my accounts while I surf, backpack through Europe, or record this hokey video. Now here's the big question. How does a hobo who knows nothing about computers fall into wealth like this? How does a beach bum become bum who owns the beach he sleeps on? It just isn't supposed to happen. And sometimes I still don't believe it myself, man. But I promise you it'll make perfect sense. When you soak in the true tale of the couch surfer, the chiller who chilled a bit too hard, and a software system I aptly named Chronic Commissions. Here's my story.
Caleb, get your ass out of here.
That's me, getting kicked out of class. Yeah, that pretty much sums up my high school career. I guess you could say I had ADD before it became the popular thing to have. I spent most of my time listening to Marley, surfing, smoking, and trying to get laid. Pretty much your average guy from SoCal, right? Turns out school or books weren't really my thing, man. And so I just walked away permanently. And I don't even think anyone noticed. I took odd jobs all over the place. Building custom surfboards, lifeguarding at a public pool, surf camp counselor, worked the kitchen at the taco joint, and saw the munchies eat up almost my entire salary. And yes, I actually got fired from T-Mobile. I didn't even think that was possible. You know the type, tons of unpaid bills and collections, no plan on paying them. I just was never taught to care about that stuff. But listen, man, I started caring when I noticed my blood pressure rise every time the phone rang. Suddenly, I was constantly dodging the phone calls, ripping up the mail. I was losing my chill over it. And then it went from bad to worse. In the summer of '08, I get a letter from the bank saying that my paychecks were being held due to collections. Worst part is, I forgot that my poor parents were my co-signers on my checking account at the local bank. They were now going after the property of the commune I grew up on. Because of me. Dude, this was the ultimate bug out. I'm okay if my actions screw up my life. I can deal with that. But when my BS hurts the only people who ever believed in me, that's a low point. I couldn't even face them. Didn't even turn back to explain myself. I packed a backpack and a sleeping bag and the last 2 payroll checks from T-Mobile before the garnishment. I was done. I wanted out. So I took to couch surfing. For those of you that don't know, that's a glorified hippie term for homeless. Here's how it works. You find someone with a couch, you sleep on their couch, then you move on to the next couch. All over the world. In my case, this led to some pretty mind-bending adventures. But let me give you some advice if you ever try this at home. If you ever find yourself couch surfing at a blonde girl's house in Holland, be sure she doesn't have a boyfriend at the time. Because one Dutch chick didn't seem to think it would be awkward if I'm found sleeping on her couch when her boyfriend barges in for an early breakfast. A golden-haired Adonis with G.I. Joe arms, mind you, finds me asleep there on the couch wearing nothing but my Adams tuxedo. Now, I don't know much Dutch, but I could swear I heard him say something about a kitchen knife. So I panicked. Dude, the mouse was out of the house, but I was pretty much out of options, so I actually hightailed it down the fire escape looking like a naked roadrunner on speed, while Schwarzenegger pounds the pavement outside looking for me. In short, the entire neighborhood gets a free Chippendale show, if you know what I mean. I survived, man, but that's how it was, surviving, not really living. As organic as I thought this whole thing would be, something was way off. Maybe it was the financial situation I left in shambles on my parents' shoulders. Maybe it was the constant confusion, man, about what country I was in when I woke up. But on Couch 26 in Austin, something amazing happened. I met the couch that changed my life. I knew the minute I rang the bell. There was something different about this pad. In fact, the place reeked of money. Some of the most expensive liquor I've ever seen is hugging the walls. I recognized a Chagall above the sofa. But it looked like there was a hell of a party the night before, the place smelling like Johnny Depp's ashtray. A dizzy-looking girl stumbled out of the bathroom. She headed for the door. She said bye to no one and eventually left. Hey, you, Caleb? Enter CJ, my new host. Think Boogie Nights squared. Make yourself at home, brah. Mi casa es su casa. The kind of face that chicks go nuts for. Unfortunately, he looked like he'd been sniffing paint for the last 12 hours. But for some reason, we instantly clicked. It must have been a yin and a yang type of thing. And he taught me a few things about partying, and I taught him a few things about letting go. After a couple of days, we had a little chat about how long I was planning on staying. I told him only a few days, and how much I appreciated his hospitality. He blurts, "Dude, stay as long as you need to. Seriously, you're cool, man." "You sure?" He's like, "I wouldn't have mentioned it if I wasn't sure." It didn't take me long to realize CJ couldn't stand to be alone. He needed my company as bad as I needed his couch, which was a relief because I was starting to feel like a parasite.